Here's a bit of a life hack for you. Cut a cup in half, put it over the lip of the paint can, and pour it all over yourself. Yo, it's Ruin here, and last week I made a floating bed frame. The tools I use are a circular saw, a drill, some clamps, a hand saw, a planer which I mostly use to get rid of the rounded corners of the 2x4s, and glue. Alright guys, let's talk about this design real quick. It's fairly simple, this so-called floating bed. It's floating bed because you know how usually the legs of a bed are on the corners? And you can see it from any angle pretty much. This one, I made it so that the legs are slightly inwards, and you won't really see the legs unless of course you purposely look under the bed or you get low enough that you see it. Now how did I do this? I did this by moving the legs, especially in the foot side of the bed, inwards around 10-12 inches. I found that distance to be fairly stable, so you can sit on your bed, lie down on it without fear of tipping over. And on this top view of my design, you can make a comparison of the legs of your typical bed, which are in the corners, versus mine, which is slightly inwards, indicated by the small squares. For the frame itself, I use 2x2s. In my first bed build, I actually used 2x4s. But with this one, in order to cut costs and weight down, but not too much because I don't want to jeopardize the structural integrity of the build itself, so I stuck with 2x2s and was heavily dependent on glue, dowels, and joinery because I want to avoid using a lot of hardware in this one. And I made the cut on the joinery, which is half lap joints, lap joints, so that it supports itself really well based on the forces at work. In this illustration, you have the bed pushing down and the legs and the side as well pushing up against it. And here's a cross section where you have the 2x2 attached to the 2x4. And I used 5 dowels on each face. I don't know if you can tell, but that headboard is slightly different than what I had initially planned. Originally, I wanted the headboard to have a shelf on one side, and on the other side is a secret compartment of sort, a cabinet I can pull out from the side. I had the general idea and design in my head, but by having no proper plan in SketchUp or AutoCAD, the dimensions were iffy and I made a few mistakes, of course. So I didn't have enough material to make the cabinet, and I didn't want to buy any more. I had to improvise. Alright, I know you guys have some questions. 1, I chose the color because it was on sale. And 2, it has gaps because I'm gonna fill that in with the color red later on. And yes, this paint was on sale too. Life hack, attempt number 2. Instead of cutting the cup in half, just cut one side and of course cut the bottom of the cup. Put tape on the lip so it'll fit snugly on the paint can, and you know what? It worked fine. the finish, I chose this polycrylic water base because of the easy cleanup, and I wasn't too concerned about scratches and all that stuff because it's mostly going to be indoors anyway. So, and no, it wasn't on sale. This was regular price. And after a few coats of that polycrylic, we have the headboard. Ta-da! I did have to get some bending plates just for that added stability, since this was a gift after all. And that about does it for my floating bed build. As for these slats, these were leftovers from when I made my own bed. So thanks for watching, and Ruin out.